Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I gotta ask you, I wanna go back to something. Earlier when you said, your mom had you with your grandma, where was your dad during all of that time?
Well, that's an interesting question. My mom remarried. I had a stepfather, and he basically, he adopted me and my sister, and he was my father figure that was there. But my biological father, he was out the picture my whole life. My whole life.
Was never there even during her pregnancy, nothing?
Yeah, my parents.
Do you know your dad?
Nah.
She never told you who he was?
Oh, I know who he is, but I don't know him.
Okay. And you never tried to go?
No, absolutely
not. Is he
not.
Here in Houston?
Yeah, he's in the Houston area. Yeah, this man, first of all, I do hold a grudge, a chip on my shoulder, but a lot of that is also because of who he is. A lot of this I've also come to terms with God, so forgiveness, all those type of things. There's no doubt in my mind that my biological father not being in my life shaped and molded.
That's what I was wondering.
There's no doubt in my mind. So there's a huge amount of appreciation to God for making things happen to make me become who I am. But at the same time,
How did it affect you though?
My boy T. Ferris say all the time, man, Jesus forgave Judas, but you don't never see in the Bible Jesus and Judas hanging out again.
That's true.
So
that's a heavy statement. That's a heavy statement.
My biological father, there are those type of resentment, type of feelings from how him not being there for me. Also, becoming a man, growing up, being a father, knowing other people who deal with issues with their kids and things like that. I know it's not always just black and white. Some of it is a nuanced area, but with my biological father, this man was a pedophile, a child molester. He kidnapped somebody. Wow. When that's last time I seen him was when he kidnapped a girl and went to Canada. And then he eventually came back and went to jail for a little bit, but this is before you had to register as a sex offender, so if you look his name up, he's a serial child molester, but he's not like on the sexual offender docket, but yeah, there's absolutely no interest of ever talking to him ever again, meeting him, seeing him.
I can understand that because we interviewed this man, he's a preacher. We interviewed him in Atlanta. His father, he found out, was the Route 66 rapist. Growing up, he's like, he remember him being at home. He remember him leaving to go get milk or something like that. And from what he heard, he left and went and walked past somebody who was hanging clothes on the line and ended up kidnapping that person and raping them or whatever. But he changes. He's like, he didn't want to go that route, whatever, so he ended up being a preacher.
Right.
And because some people have fear of like, whatever my father was, that might be something in me and stuff like that. So they try their hardest, which, like I tell people, I said, your heavenly father is really ultimate father. Don't worry about what this man has. Right. You can change. Don't ever feel like you cannot change. And I love the fact that you found God early on, because that helped you.
Thank God I found God.
You understand what I mean? And then with your stepfather, you have some people say that I don't want to, it didn't affect me that my father wasn't there, because my stepfather was there and he molded my life. So you said your stepfather, because your mom remarried, but your father still affected your life.
For sure, absolutely. But, like I said, it did, because my stepfather gave me an example of, what could be. A lot of it, too, in my mind, growing up, was hope. It was just hope. So in my mind, having a stepfather there, to me, he was the greatest father in the world. Whether he absolutely was a great father, but to me, he was, the greatest, because I have somebody here who loves me, who takes care of me. Right. And I had somebody here who I was a little kid walking with him while he looking at girls on the thing, and I don't know, he's using me to get to these other, so there's also a huge sense of shame and guilt, whether it is, whether, not that it's my fault or I'm responsible, but there's still definitely a sense of shame and guilt of me knowing that I was a 4 or 5 year old kid that my father was using to recruit other, young girls or something, or as an excuse. Oh, that's Paul friend, that's Paul friend, but it's really like his girlfriend or something, so there's a huge amount of pain that I feel for the family members, like for instance, maybe everybody don't know that I'm Paul Wall, what I'm saying, but some of them do know that, the guy who did this to me or to my sister is Paul Wall's dad. So every time they might see me on TV or they see this interview, it might be triggering for them or re-traumatizing for them. So there's definitely a responsibility and obligation for me too to, you know, to respect that, you know, to know that, like, okay, there's certain things there's certain ways I say it, certain things I don't say because I want to respect their, like, identities and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But I just know how, you know, I mean, I have a forgiving heart, but there's absolutely zero chance that I will ever, like, connect with.
Right, that's understandable.
But the one thing about it, man, like I said, I think you probably don't realize it, but you being who you are, I think it probably affects your father too, no matter how you look at it. And I know it affects those families sometimes maybe in a negative way, but just seeing you and you expressing yourself the way you are, it helps, man. You know what I mean? And we can't change what happened, you know.
For sure.
It's just something that you can't go back and change. We know we didn't mean to do certain things that people around us done, that relatives. I got relatives in my family, you know. You almost sound like a black man here. You and Gary Owens, when I interview, y'all father issues is heavier than black people, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy to be like, I'm like a brother, we be like, man, we have so many chips on our shoulders about what we've been through, but everybody, if you start looking at everybody in this room, everybody got something they can be like, dang, man, I hate that happened, you know what I mean? And we just get back up. That's what that Bible thing you was talking about a while ago, it gives you a chance to get back up. And I think a lot of times people need to really tap into that. I don't know what everybody believes, but I just know for me, it helped me to get back up. You know, it said a just man falls 7 times, but he get back up again. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I've been a firm believer in, if I walk in this room and I'm looking for something to be upset about, I'm gonna find it.
Come on now.
If I'm looking for something to be mad about, angry about, I will find it. But if I'm looking for something to be happy about,
come on,
it's there too.
That's real.
So it's just, you know, that's my perspective on life, is I'm looking for stuff. I'm not looking for materialistic things to make me happy. I'm not looking for events or people to make me happy, but I am searching for happiness.
Yeah,
you know,
that's real.
I'm not searching for these things that you can buy or whatever, but when I wake up, I'm looking to be happy. I'm expecting to be happy. I'm expecting the good things to happen to me or around me. And, you know, one thing we talked about earlier about being, you know, celebrity and all of that, you know, I mean, I've been there where I'm having a bad day. I'm fighting with my wife. I'm fighting with this person, that person, you know, and obviously looking back, me and my wife, all the fights we have, you know, none of them are that crucial. None of them are that serious.
It can never be bigger
Who
than
left
the marriage.
The lights on, you know?
Really sick, it's silly stuff. But
you just, whatever. And then, you know, you're upset. And then, you know, I've been there where you're upset. And then I bump into, you know, Carlos Correa. Or, you know, you see somebody that you're a fan of, and it's like, even if you're friends with them, I bump into Lil Kiki, Slim Thug, and it just changes your whole mood. No matter how I'm feeling, if I see Lil Kiki, he gonna be like, Champ, what you over there mad about? Man, what you tripping on, Champ? What's up? You know, and he gonna just bring that joy out of me. So, you know, like, you know, it's definitely something that I understand, that me being somebody that other people recognize in the gas station, when I gotta pick my kids up from school right now, and they already been fussing at me about being late. That's right. But I'm in the gas station, I'm about to run out of gas, I gotta go, you know, hey, but somebody recognize me and they with their kids, hey, I'm gonna get you next time, Okay, you get me next time. But if I stand there and have a moment with them, take a picture with them, talk to them, how you doing, simple, nothing that's that
made their day.
Yeah, it really can be transforming, because you can transform somebody's moment. Sometimes I meet people and they having a horrible day. Same thing like I'm saying, I'm fighting with my wife. Well, sometimes these people having really, really bad days. Right. They fighting with their spouse about some serious stuff.
We about to get rid of this.
Right. And just meeting somebody, talking to them, you know, sharing positive energy, telling them you're gonna pray for them, praying for them, or praying with them. You know, some of that can be dangerous though, because, you know, some of these people, they say they praying for you, or they say let me pray with you, and they really praying on you.
On your downfall.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.